What?
Yeah, we're recording now. Hello.
Hello.
Turn my lights on.
Hello, the recording. Yeah. Get some good twinkle on.
Twinkle lights.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So, hello everybody. We're back on our bullshit. City of Mist is over.
We on. Yeah. Nice.
City of Mist is over. We were gonna do a retrospective video, but over the last 2 or 3 weeks, everybody has just been white.
Yeah.
So
it's just life has lifed.
Life has
hardcore.
lifed quite hard.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just not doing that. Besides, all the Patreon content is basically week by week retrospectives.
Yeah, exactly. So just
go
should subscribe to Patreon.
Yes, please, for the love of God. For now, we are back in the Homebrewery.
Indeed.
Quick note, as a brief apology, when we finish making this, it's not going to be immediately available. That is because the website that I used to keep all this stuff on is gone now. Because I wasn't going to keep paying Wix for the license. So I just killed it. I still have all the content. I've got offline copies of everything, all my old reviews, all my stories, yada 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 yada. But yeah, I just axed the website. It's still linked. It will be linked in the description of this YouTube video, but it doesn't work. It's not there.
That's entirely reasonable, I have to say.
So what I'll probably do is I'll see if I can work out a way to make these accessible as like a free tier on Patreon.
Yeah,
because
that sounds good.
You shouldn't pay money. You shouldn't pay us money for the homebrew thing, the homebrew bullshit we come up with. And if you do, if I can't work out how to make it free, it'll be on the tier that's just like £1.
Yeah, that sounds very sensible.
Because there's nothing else on that tier. So the passive aggression barbarian, the profanity bard, which a friend of mine has now playtested and had a lot of fun with.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Pyro gave it a test and I was like, tell me everything. Yeah, those two and the love cleric will be hopefully available on Patreon because I've just remembered that that's a thing just before we started this. So yay! But today. We're making a sand druid of the sands.
A dune druid.
A dune druid,
if you will.
Yeah. So that means we've got to come up with 10 different spells to be added to the spell list, and between 4 and 5 abilities.
This is the problem with casters.
They don't get many subclass features because they've got spells.
Yeah, so you gotta make up spells instead. And that's silly.
Squid's having a panic. That's the thing, is, it's a full casting class. It's gotta do all that spell shit. All that magic thingamajiggery. All that nonsense. Do you know what the worst thing is, Chris?
What?
There's not a lot of fucking sand-based spells. So we're gonna have to do some reflavoring.
Well, yeah, I think that is entirely reasonable.
I've also forgotten what level the spells are supposed to be.
Well, that's why I'm pulling up the wiki for druids right now.
Yep. Let's see, because at 9th level, and they go up to 5th level. Which is, interesting. So, druids, you don't know. God damn it. Sorry, Discord is OBS is having problems when I use multiple tabs. For those of you who don't know, in Dungeons and Dragons, druids are magic casters that they kind of form a codependent relationship with nature and the arcane in order to cast their magic. They can be anything from, like, little old healers in woods to bears that want to fuck you if you play Baldur's Gate 3. So, yeah. Whenever people say, why isn't there a witch class in D&D? I just kind of point to the druid and go, have you tried that? Because a lot of the stuff you want is in there. Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
So that's them thematically. Mechanically speaking, druids often work around a lot of area control. Like, they have a lot of area control spells. Like, because every class kind of has its mechanical thing that it's supposed to do. Some of them, there's a lot of overlap with a lot of them. Like fighters, barbarians, and paladins all overlap in tankiness and being there to be at the front and take hits for the party.
But they do it in different ways.
Yeah. Sorcerers have their niche by sucking and not being as good as wizards.
You're never going to let this go.
I am never going to let this go. Do you know why I'm never going to let this go?
Because you're right.
Because I'm right, and today I watched the Offbeat Outlaw video of Sorcerers versus Wizards, and that is somebody who knows how to run the numbers way better than I do.
I mean, that's fair. Offbeat Outlaw, power games to the extreme.
Yeah, but it was like, he's sitting there and just be like, so, some of the meta magic options are kind of cool. Problem is, 1, you can get them with a feat, and 2, there's at least 2 wizard subclasses that could just do everything the sorcerer is doing, but better. Like, fuck your heightened spell giving your opponent disadvantage. Play a divination wizard. Just tell them what their role is. Or like...
In fairness, the divination wizards are broke AF.
Divination wizards are insane. But also, even evocation wizards, like sorcerers, they get careful spell, where they can make sure that people have passed the saving throw. Evocation wizards can just look at whoever they didn't want to... It might get bonuses against Anakin Skywalker, we'll see. Also, hello, you person. But yeah, like, evocation wizards can just look at the friendlies in the target of their fireball and go, nah, they're fine, they don't take any damage. Plus, wizards get to change their spell lists and the whole rituals thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do feel like, with rituals,
Sorcerer.
I feel like, yeah, the ability to use rituals and it not take up spell slots, obviously, brilliant.
Yeah.
But the general casting of rituals, I feel like, is one of those things that only gets used if you're a wizard.
Well, here's the thing, is that, because warlocks can do it with an invocation, which I don't like. Warlocks should be able to ritual cast. Sorcerers can do it, druids can do it, clerics can do it. The half-casters can't. But wizards, fun fact, I remember telling this to Rye when he was playing Jeremimus, because I found this out way too late, way later than I should have. Wizards don't have to have their rituals prepared.
Yeah.
Which is
that's
insane.
The thing that's wild.
Every other class does.
Yep.
Which is just nuts. And most ritual spells that you're casting like that, you don't want to be casting them in combat anyway. So you take the 10 minutes to cast them, and it's just, oh, free magic! Also, sorcerers have no exclusive spells. Because Offbeat went through the spell lists, and the only things he could find that sorcerers got that wizards didn't were Earthquake, Flameblade, and Insect Plague. Earthquake and Insect Plague are both cleric spells. Flameblade is a druid spell.
That, I have to say, does blow my mind, though. That idea that, like, sorcerers, whose whole point is that they have innate magic. I mean, I guess, again, you know, meta magics, and some of them do get some pretty cool abilities, and wizards... Well, no, because wizards, like, I was about to say wizards are low on, or a bit thin on the ground with abilities, but...
Blade
I'm like,
war
things
magic, evocation, divination...
Yep, loads of abilities. So yeah, sorcerers need to step it up.
Sorcerers need it. Sorcerers are my least favourite class, but also I fully acknowledge that they are not to be demeaned, they just need a lot of rework. So I'm kind of hoping that, because I've only ever seen stuff about the marshals for the new 1D&D stuff, I'm really hoping that they do a rebuild. Although, one thing, just one tiny rant. Because they've changed warlocks a lot, but they didn't do... They did it's really funny. The one thing that I've been saying that should happen to warlocks, which is make Eldritch Blast a class feature, they did the opposite thing to paladins.
Oh yeah, they nerfed Smite, didn't they?
Divine Smite is now a spell, not an ability, which means one, a lot of other characters can pick it up through various means because it's a first level spell, so you can magic initiate that shit, which means that the paladin loses a shitload of identity, which I don't like. I really don't like that. And two, you can now counter spell smites.
I'm sorry, that's really funny. It's really dumb, funny, but it's really funny.
Don't like that. I really don't like that. That's like paladins were stupid powerful. Paladins were stupid powerful. But come on, man, you didn't have to fucking take the knees off them.
I know.
Anyway, we're not here to talk about paladins. We're here to talk about druids, specifically.
Yes, we are.
Druid. So,
absolutely. Are you a sandy beach?
Are you a sandy beach? Well, that's a question we have to answer here. Because there's at least 2 druid subclass, 3 actually, now that I think of it, that have as their first abilities an alternate way to use wild shape. Spores and stars can both change forms to get access to interesting abilities, and that costs wild shape. And wildfire gets to summon a companion at the cost of a wild shape charge. So...
I said, that's pretty cool, getting to summon a companion.
Yeah.
I've never played a wildfire druid. I like that.
I really want to. They seem really, really fun. If others can pick up Smite, depends on it being on a spell list. Yeah, if it's already on a spell list, so if you can pick up things like Magic Initiate or Magical Secrets, you can just get it, or like 1 level dip into Paladin, you can just pick that up on the from the spell list, and it just so previously had to put some investment into it. Although I did tell Chris about Paladin plus Swords Bard becomes fucking horrifying very fast.
It's pretty
Flourish
beautiful.
plus Smite gets dumb.
Very fast.
You end up sitting there with like an AC approaching 30. Oh, it's magical. But yes, so do we want to do some kind of transformation or summoning thing, or do we want to do something more like the other druid subclasses where they get sort of more use, like more just expending abilities, like Circle of Dreams gets that pool of healing they can use, and the Circle of the Land gets the ability to restore some spell slots on a short rest, if I remember correctly. I've got all of them up here.
Wow.
Moon technically also gets a transformation thing, but that's more of a buff to wild shape than a new way to use it. Yeah.
It's like Moon is like, wild shape is my thing, how dare you try and take it away from me.
Yeah, but yeah, so but Circle, that Shepherds get some kind of they get a summon thing without using wild shape. Dreams gets healing they can throw at people.
Yeah.
And Wildfire gets to set people on fire.
I suppose this is the point where we need to make the all-important decision, which is, what is this subclass's purpose? What are we trying to do?
Yeah. I like the idea of doubling down on the druid's area control.
That is exactly what I was thinking. So, yeah. And I feel like with sand, that's your whole deal, isn't it?
Like, you like sandstorms, fucking quicksand. You've got fucking so much you can do there.
Yeah.
So, I think there's a lot that could be done here. And I think we should double down on the thing, which, by the way, brings me to the first thing. One of the spells we get should be Hold Person.
Agreed.
Yeah. I haven't got a fucking clue what the other one's going to be, but it's going to be Hold Person.
Well, given one of the first things we have to discuss is cantrips.
Do we get an extra cantrip, or...?
Well, first level, we get 2 cantrips. So, I'm like, just generally...
Well, we're making the subclass rather than building a character.
Sorry.
But
I'm
yeah,
confusing my brain. Confusing my brain.
If you're going to pick a cantrips, I mean, Mold Earth is right there.
Yeah, I know, right?
I would pick Mold Earth and then I pick Shillelagh because fuck it, everyone needs a beaten stick.
You do love yourself a Shillelagh.
It's such a good spell!
Bonus cantrip. Well, sorry, Circle of the Land gets a bonus cantrip at 2nd level.
Oh, what do they get?
1 additional druid cantrip of your choice.
Oh shit.
And
I think Stars gets guidance. I might be making that up. Completely.
Ability gets sand. Ability, it gets everywhere. When you hit a target with a spell in the sand or earth tag, you gain a bonus on tracking the target's by traces of sand left behind. That's kind of cool, actually.
Circle of Stars gets guidance.
Oh, that's cool. An ability that's kind of like detect life type deal, where you can always hunt them down.
Yeah, there's quite a few actually that get cantrips because I didn't realize that Spores learns Chill Touch.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, pure hunters.
Yeah. So yeah, bonus cantrip. What are we thinking? Cantrips.
Well, let's just. I'm gonna open all these up and like see what's like.
I mean,
everybody at 2nd level. What's happening?
I was gonna say, shall we Naruto this a little bit in terms of flavor? Because the Sand Village in that was all about, it was like the land of wind.
Yeah.
So we can maybe do some wind stuff in this as well.
I'm a sand cyclone. Well then, right, because I'm looking at these right now. I suppose probably the question is, do we want to do cantrip or do we want to do an ability? Because for instance...
We can fully do both.
We absolutely can. A lot of people are doing both.
Because to be fair, if it was just a cantrip, it would be not very good.
No.
But
that's true.
I know exactly what cantrip would fit with this, apart from Mold Earth. Infestation.
Okay. So like, infestation.
I'm thinking like scarab beetles. I'm thinking like itchy sand getting in places, because that sounds very flavorful. But Mold Earth is probably the one that makes the most sense. Because
I am for like a reflavoring possibly of infestation. Poison spray reflavored as sandblast. That's not a bad shout.
You'd have to change it to do piercing damage.
You could do that.
I think that's probably too much. Like giving you like, hey, this cantrip, but it changes.
You feel like that's more of a DM discretion thing?
A little bit, yeah.
That
would be like a player comes to me with this subclass and says, hey, DM, can I do this thing? And you're like, yes, you can.
Fair enough.
I am a beneficent DM who allows my players far too many fucking liberties.
I wouldn't say too many.
Hey, Chris, how's that belt of enlargement treating you?
It's treating me so well.
Yeah.
I still have a mystery sword that's been in my inventory for ages that I need to get appraised by someone.
I'm waiting for you to notice that. I'm going to do things with it.
Yeah, no, it's been there for ages, and I keep looking at it being like, I want it to become something. I need it to be something. Mystery sword, oh mystery sword.
I'll never tell.
Oh, dear.
So, I think if we're going to give a cantrip, it probably should be Mold Earth.
Yeah, probably.
But
okay, so what?
Do some area control stuff.
Well, do we want to? Okay, so in terms of area control, so we've had a suggestion about keeping track of people, but do we want to do something more around like preventing people running away? Because that's, you could do. or like difficult terrain around an opponent. You know, like almost like I'm thinking like almost like a, you know, that like some paladins, you know, they channel divinity.
Yeah, the
for like champion
conquest
challenge and things like that for the crown paladin.
Yeah,
but in this case, it
means that you can't. Your speed is halved while you're within the aura. They get an aura for it.
Yeah, so like, but that's aura's at kind of higher level. But like, this is just like as an ability that you can. Again, you could sacrifice, and this is something as well you could upgrade later. Is if you sacrifice a wild shape, you can create, you know, 10-foot radius area of difficult terrain, i.e. quicksand, around an opponent.
See, that's kind of what I'm thinking, is you could give them an ability, because that's the thing, is like, these first level abilities, they're either kind of the transformation stuff or stuff you can use fairly freely. So I'm thinking, give you maybe a thing that is up to your wisdom modifier. You can up to your wisdom modifier. No, because that wouldn't work. Because I was going to say whenever you hit someone with a spell, but druid spells tend to be that directed. Earth Tremor would be another good shout, actually, as a.
That's true.
As a spell.
Is what level spell is Earth Tremor? Is that a cantrip?
I think is a cantrip. No, Earth Tremor is a first level spell.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like,
I'm thinking. I was thinking of something else, like fucking Thunderclap. I was thinking of Thunderclap versus Thunderwave. So if you say that, as a bonus action, you can cause the area. As a bonus action, you can cause the area in a 20-foot radius around you to become difficult terrain. However, this difficult terrain does not slow you down.
The creature you can see moves and yeah.
Earth Tremor is basically just deck everyone around you.
Yeah, which is solid. No, I'm looking at the different. I'm looking at the different second level abilities, and like, druids get some hench ass shit at second level.
Hench ass shit, yeah.
Like, damn.
Druids are fucking rock solid. Of the casters, they are probably the most versatile with their abilities in combination with their spells. Wizards are probably still the most versatile because of the insane spell list. But druids are a very close second. I still think clerics are maybe my favorite. But I love clerics.
That's fair.
They're just
I know you love clerics. But I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah, druids are good.
They are. I'm like, the one that gets the least is Circle of Dreams. Everybody else is like bent as fuck.
Yeah, do you remember how crazy Aster was?
I thought Aster was pretty reasonable levels of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I felt in the general party.
Oh, in the champ.
Yeah, no.
To be fair, that was a pretty stacked party, and I was popping fucking guiding bolts at people for free for like ages.
This is true. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
So
the things I could have done. The things I could have done as a Stars Druid. Holy balls.
To be fair, I think it also helps, you know, we did homebrew some beautiful shit for your Stars Druid. Because I was like, I feel Stars Druid needed more things.
Well, to be fair, you just stopped me turning into regular animals, and it was like, we need something to deal with that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I think that was, you know, I was like, I'm fully on board with this in terms of like a flavor thing.
And
like,
it fit him as a character a lot better with him being like a cartographer and stuff.
Yeah, and again, I'm like, you know, if you're gonna take the essential element of a subclass. So, for instance, obviously with druids, of a class, and also with druids, wild shape being a fairly essential element. If you're gonna take that and repurpose it towards something else, then I'm of the opinion that one should go whole hog.
Yes.
Go
absolutely fucking wild.
And we did that, and I think it was great.
So, but we're looking at sand. We're looking at sand. We're looking at deserts. We're looking at sandstorms. We're looking at area control as our kind of general thing. So, do you want to be able to knock people prone? Do you want to be able to? Do you want to do difficult terrain?
I feel like creating difficult terrain and then being able to move freely across it would make you incredible.
If it's just you at the start that can
move absolutely.
Then your party's going to have to work around that a bit, and then we maybe refine it later. And we give it a boost at like 6th or 10th level where the party are fine moving through it, and people trapped in it have to do a saving throw to not begin getting dragged down. Yeah, and actually then
if you tie it into wild shape instead of proficiency or a stat, then it will start at, because wild shape you only get like 2 uses.
You only get 2
at the
uses
beginning
at all.
Oh, at all?
Yeah, I always homebrewed wild shape, and I remember you agreed with me when I started playing Aster. I've always homebrewed wild shape as you get uses equal to your wisdom modifier.
Is it just Moon Druid who gets more uses of it?
Nope, they just get to do it as a bonus action.
But they still only get 2 uses.
They get 2 uses, and I'm gonna just double check, because I've got the PHB in front of me.
Oh my god.
Because wild shape has some serious fucking limitations on it. It's one of the longest things in the bloody book.
I know that unless you're a Moon Druid, even as a Moon Druid, the limitations are pretty significant.
So, you can use your action to magically assume the shape of a beast that you have seen before. You can use this feature twice. You regain expended uses when you finish a short or long rest. Then it's the number of beasts you can turn into. You can stay in the beast shape for a number of hours equal to half your druid level. Then you convert to your normal form unless you expend another use of this feature.
What?
You have to use your second use of wild shape to turn back unless you wait out the timer.
Damn.
Yeah, no, like wild shape is really powerful, but that's an insane caveat on it.
Yeah.
There's a reason why 90% of people homebrew wild shape.
I mean, I suppose it's one of those things that it's like, in theory, you should be sitting in it and you should be sticking with it. And then, like short resting between encounters. So it's kind of based around that like adventuring day idea.
Similar kind of to warlocks.
But it's also like, warlocks at least get loads of invocations they get to use for free.
Yeah. Warlocks are still quite limited.
They are, yeah.
But the thing is, like, the main strength of wild shape is activating a concentration spell and then wild shaping. Because then you can hold on to it. But yeah, with, But yeah, that reaction ability is very similar to something the Storm Sorcerer gets later on, and that costs them nothing.
Yeah.
So expending wild shape to just
especially if you only get 2.
Especially if you only get 2.
Then that's 2 reactions in a fight at all. And I'm like, given that, like, just being a tiefling gets you Hellish Rebuke at 2nd level as a reaction, as a racial ability, I'm like, I feel like it's not strong enough to use wild shape on. I'm sitting here reevaluating my whole concept of wild shape in the class, and I'm like,
this is why things like the Wildfire Druid and Spores are truly so powerful, because they kind of don't have that restriction because they don't need to turn back. Spores lasts a short enough time that it stops being a hindrance because it's a much shorter time. And Wildfire, you just want to keep your friend around. Doesn't matter how long you kick around. You're just like,
Aye, it's great.
Mental. But
and I suppose then you've got things like the shepherd doesn't use wild shape really.
The shepherd doesn't use wild shape. They just summon things.
Yeah, it's as a completely separate thing.
Also, quick note: always check with your DM before playing a shepherd druid, because they're a really cool class and they're really awesome. However, if you play them right, they very quickly devolve into everyone at your table will fucking hate you because your turn will take an hour.
Oh, just because of the infinite summons.
Just because vast quantities of here's the thing: summons in D&D, real powerful, but having to run through basically extra turns for all of your summoned creatures, it ends up taking forever, and it just means that people are sitting there stacking dice, and I guarantee you they still won't read their spell list.
Yeah, I've just looked at the shepherd's 14th level ability. If you're reduced to 0 health, then you get to use conjure animals at 9th level.
Show up. Just 4 bears show up to look after you. It's mental.
They're just hey, how dare you hurt my person?
Yeah,
we don't appreciate this.
Yeah, shepherds are the best summoners in D&D. Which is one of the reasons why I think I want to make a summoner wizard at some point, but just to be a dick.
I mean, that's very, very understandable.
It does that, but conjuration's more about teleporting. It's an awesome teleport,
which is weird. Well, I feel
conjuration spells. You're basically conjuring yourself at another location.
Yeah. So if we,
first ability,
so we need
we're 40 minutes in. We haven't made the first ability yet.
No, are we? If we're doing area control and we're gonna do big powerful things, are we gonna make it like a big form change thing that's gonna be worth using our wild shape, or is it a separate thing? I feel like the way we're going right now, it's leaning towards it being a separate thing.
I'm kind of liking the idea of being a sand druid and taking the desert with you.
Yeah, same.
It's less of a I am moving with the flow of nature, and more I am bringing my wilderness with me.
Yeah,
I kind of dig that.
That feels very Spores though to me.
I mean, it's a kind that's a vibe. It's a very much a vibe. It's like no. It's like the whole world is my wasteland, and I am taking this and I will show you it. It's bending nature to your will rather than, moving.
Yeah. Okay.
That's usually a thing. Right?
Well, then, do we want to take a little bit then of a cue from the Halo the Spores symbiotic entity, the
pocket sand people?
Or just you activate your thing and you're like, now sand occur. So
that's kind of what I was thinking with the difficult terrain. Is rather than becoming sand, you're summoning the sand around you. So, as an action, you can summon an aspect of the... Is Desert 1S or 2? I'm 26 years old, I can always forget which one's which.
Desert would be 2, desert would be 1. I think. Fuck, I'm probably wrong. I'm going to Google it because I am an adult and that's how we prove that we can spell things.
So, aspect of the dessert. Summon food druid.
The answer is 1S for desert.
Okay.
Today they released some info for spells in the 2024 edition, changing the conjure spells more to area spells. Oh, okay. For the interesting. I see. I've been not necessarily keeping up hugely with all of the kind of new 1D&D content, just because I know I'm never gonna pay for all the kind of memberships and stuff that they kind of want you to, and
The other thing is, a lot of the early stuff they did really didn't enthuse me, and I know that I like the version of 5e that I have. It has its issues, but that's kind of what homebrewing's for. We twist it and we move it.
Yeah.
But Because it feels very much like they're trying to do 5.5 rather than 6th edition.
Fair. I think I don't know. I kind of feel like one of the things that I've been quite enjoying actually since the whole OGL thing has basically been, the looking at new systems. Like us doing the City of Mist campaign was fabulous. I really want to do a Blades in the Dark campaign.
It really opened my eyes to to like other RPG systems. Like every time I go into a game shop, I'm always on the lookout for books for other systems, things that I do not know.
Yeah, I kind of really want to look into like a lot of the old White Wolf stuff, because Vary used to love Vampire the Masquerade. And like I remember many years ago when I worked in the charity shop, we had a whole bunch of White Wolf systems in, and now I look back on that and I'm like, I wish I had picked those up. See, like core books and source books for a bunch of stuff.
See, I keep wanting to give Cyberpunk Red another try, because
you've said that, yeah.
I fucking love the world. The world is so cool. But the system is really, really crunchy, and I'd have to find people that were willing to kind of deal with that.
Yeah. You need crunchy players.
I need crunchy players. The area surrounding you in a... Should we make this big?
I feel like we need to make it big because it's not going to do damage. And the thing that the spores do is it gives you health. Yeah. And it gives you damage.
Yeah, because you do the extra poison damage on hits, and you get to double your halo of spores damage, which means you get to fucking hurt people as a reaction.
Yeah, so you get and that's like just on constant for 10 minutes. So I feel like you want to slow the whole world down. And actually, so if you do like big diameter.
Yeah, 30-foot radius.
30-foot radius. Feels pretty good. That kind of covers most sins.
Yeah, that's...
Thank you.
Because that's the size...
I love my wife. Thank you.
Because that's the size of like an 18th level paladin's aura.
Yeah.
Is 30-foot radius.
So actually, and how about... So if we give two things, and it's, again, taking our kind of leaf from the spore druid. If we take, first thing is we make the sandstorm, and the sandstorm does this, but it does it to everybody, and we can improve it later.
Yeah,
that's the way we prevent this being OP. But I think we give ourselves a reaction, and that reaction is moving people.
That's the thing. A lot. If we basically make a subclass focused around force movement, I think that'll be really, really powerful. But I think it'd be cool as fuck. We don't have a lot of. If we make it so that these abilities don't really deal damage, but they move people around a lot, this druid will become a fucking boon to every party.
Absolutely, and I think that's I think this is where we're at.
Yeah,
this is how we really get Anakin Skywalker. We keep him away from the children.
Anakin, stop panicking. So the area
I was going to say Anakin, stop pedoing.
The area surrounding you in a 30-foot radius becomes difficult terrain for everyone except you.
Yes. And I think as a reaction, you can choose one creature and move it 10 feet in any direction.
I'm going to put that on the bonus bit.
Yeah.
You can use this feature a number of times. Actually, how long should it last?
Well, again, because at the moment we're tying it into wild shape. But if we're doing it the way that we're doing it with this, then we're tying it into wild shape. Okay. So that means it lasts 10 minutes. That means it lasts big time.
Okay, so we're gonna tie. I wasn't sure if we were tying it into.
We changed our minds halfway through.
Yeah, you can expand the use of your wild shape to summon an aspect of the desert into the world around you. This lasts for 10 minutes or until you dispel it as a bonus action.
Yeah.
Because it's a bonus action. It's a bonus action to come out of wild shape. Anyway, but it would cost you.
Yeah.
Basically, we're doing the same thing, but without the cost.
Absolutely, and I like that.
Yeah, because fuck, how do you use a charge on the thing to go in and then another charge to come out? What the fuck?
So dumb.
Like 90% of that really cool shit where you see a druid and be like, I'm gonna turn into a rat and sneak in. And then, oh no, we're in trouble. Bah!
Also,
That's not how that works.
I know, right?
I also don't. I think
remember,
you have to go back to human back to humanoid.
To wild shape again. Yeah. You do. Remember to include that the 30-foot radius moves with you like an aura.
This area is centered on you and moves with you. Right. So shall we do it like the Spores Druid, where you have this reaction constantly, but it gets better with your thing enabled? Or should we just do it while you have the thing enabled?
I feel like just with the thing when the thing's enabled, because what we've kind of done is we've put that into one thing, and then we've also given ourselves 3 cantrips.
Oh yeah, we're doing a cantrip.
Yeah. That was like the first thing we decided.
Yeah. So it's bonus cantrip.
I mean, we can get rid of that if you want.
No, it's like if we do it as a reaction only when you have the big sand enabled, then I put it all in one ability. If it's something we always have but gets better with the big sand, then that's 2 abilities.
This is true.
Okay. You learn the mold earth cantrip. It counts as a druid. Just the usual D&D legalese in there. While this is active, as a reaction, you can target one creature within the sand.
Within the sandstorm, yeah. And move it 10 feet in any direction.
So, thing.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we say 15 feet? Because
the
Swarmkeeper Ranger gets an ability like this. Except when it hits somebody, and this doesn't cost any resources, when it hits somebody with an attack, they can move them. They have to fail a strength save, but they can't. But it does move them 15 feet. So do we want to do a strength save in here and move them 15 feet, or do we move them less? Because free movement would be really fucking powerful.
We could make it. Dex and 15 feet. I feel that maybe makes more sense, but Dex obviously is a very common save.
I mean, Dex is a very common save, but they're trying to resist being pulled around. That's very strength to me.
Yeah, quicksand.
Yeah, they're fighting their way through quicksand, man.
So that's my thinking. Although, because it's literally the ground around them that's moving, as opposed to like a swarm of creatures pushing them.
Yeah.
That's why I think Dex.
Maybe Con?
I had wondered about Con, but I feel like that's maybe for later when we drown them.
Yeah. I mean, again, this still says strength to me, like they're trying to resist rather than trying to dodge. Like, dexterity's a lot more about kind of dodging stuff.
This is I think we keep it at 10. Don't put a saving throw in, and later we put something about, knocking people prone.
Okay.
And put a save in there.
Right, then I'm going to put one caveat on this and say that you can't push them outside of the range.
Yes. I think that's... Yeah. Push them, 10 feet in any direction within the area. They have to remain in your area of control.
While this is active, as a reaction, you can force one creature within the sand to move 10 feet horizontally in any direction. You cannot push them outside of the range of the sand with this feature.
Yeah.
Okay. And what should we call that? Yeah. Sandstorm?
Yeah, sandstorm's nice.
Grasp of the desert.
Grasp of the desert.
No, if we call it Grasp of the Desert, that leaves it more ambiguous. That means people can do quicksand, people can do sandstorms, they can do whatever.
Alright, sure.
So what's the other spell we should give them? Because it should be a first level spell. They get a level 2.
What?
No. We still haven't chosen the both circle spells. We gave them hold person and then we just kind of moved on.
No, we gave them a bonus cantrip. We did that, which was Mold Earth?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, so with 2 spells. So we hold person and...
Another first level spell.
Another first level spell. Let me just scroll through our first level spells here. What's good for...
I mean, Earth Tremor, as Edwin said earlier.
I was going to say, Earth Tremor's a good one, or Arms of Hadar.
Arms of Hadar would be fucking cool.
Yeah, for holding people in place.
Holy shit, yeah, because I was going to suggest Gust. Yeah, man, fucking Arms of... let's see. Arms of Hadar. Just big fucking sandy tentacles.
Why not? We are the worm from Doom.
Honestly,
tentacles only.
Yeah, you just kill people's reactions with that. It doesn't do
That's pretty good.
Yeah, they do a strength save, take 2d6 necrotic damage, and can't take reactions until the next turn. And that's all creatures within 10 feet of you. So if you're already slowing them down, fuck it, let's give this thing Arms of Hadar.
Great. Oh dear.
I
enjoy that.
Let's keep the spell train rolling because at 3rd level they'll get a 2nd level spell.
Yes. 2. 2
2nd level spells. Sorry.
2 each time. Yeah. Hang on,
Blur.
let me get onto my 2nd level spells.
I think Blur could be cool. You're kind of turning into a mirage.
That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I was trying to come up with a Blur song, and I couldn't come up with any.
Woohoo!
That
was Blur, right?
Probably.
Yeah. Dust Devil.
Dust Devil would make sense.
Dust Devil would make sense. What does Earthbind do? Oh my god.
What?
Earthbind. Choose
one
creature you can see within range. Yellow strips of magical energy loop around the creature. The target must succeed on a strength saving throw or its flying speed is reduced to 0 for the spell's duration. An airborne creature affected by the spell descends at 60 feet per round until it reaches the ground where the spell ends. Because at the moment, our little thing only really affects people on the ground.
This is true.
So if we just
actually,
give an anti-flying thing as well.
Yep. I like cactus spike growth. Spike growth is the thing that would make this whole thing just insane. I kind of want to. I kind of don't know if I want to see if we can do a spike growth-esque thing though, as an ability improvement later.
No, definitely don't, because what will happen is they'll do that and they'll do spike growth and it'll stack and that'll be horrifying. We cannot give them a spike growth ability, and because druids can naturally cast spike growth.
Oh yeah,
It's a fucking druid spell.
I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah, Meryl.
Well, of course
druid,
it's
Chris.
yeah. Well, yeah. Sorry, I'm so used to. I always think of it as a ranger spell, and I know that's wrong, but that's just how I think of it.
Cast it. It's just ranger spell casting is crap.
It is. It is.
Maximilian's Earth.
They're very straightforward. It's not bad. Just.
I like the idea of giving them spells that druids can't normally cast. I like.
Yeah.
That's what I'm kind of thinking.
I mean, certainly Earthbind, I think, is a fucking genius idea.
I think Earthbind, and to be fair, blindness as an advanced pocket sand. That's quite
genius.
Cool.
I like that.
Yeah. I'm having a lot of
fun. Alright,
yeah. As cool as my blur idea was, all of this is better.
Yeah. Alright, okay. I'm for blindness. Yeah, I'm for blindness. I feel like that's a good.
And Earthbind.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other option. Nah, I was gonna say web, but no, that's just silly.
To be fair, the other option I was gonna suggest would be warding wind.
Which is not a bad thought, to be fair.
Yeah.
I can't remember what does warding wind do. I don't think I've ever actually used it.
It creates kind of like a whirling wind around you that gives anyone who's attacking at range disadvantage on attacking you.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, my old bard had it.
Especially since nobody can get anywhere near you, most of them are going to be attacking you at range. So actually, I'm torn now. I'm torn on that or blindness.
Here's the thing that's going to seal it for me. Can druids cast blindness deafness?
That is an excellent point.
They cannot. I'm gonna vote for blindness.
Alright, let's do blindness.
With blindness and earthbound. Blindness deafness to just fucking pocket sand people in the eyes.
Which is beautiful.
Earthbind being like, no, you will experience your difficult terrain like the rest of us. Admittedly,
I love that.
Admittedly, druids can also cast Earthbind. But to be fair, it's not out of the ordinary to have an in spell list spell as one of these things. So
yeah, because then because it's a class spell, it doesn't count against your list of known spells, so it does have good things that way.
So I'm putting down blindness, deafness, and earthbind. Now, third level. What's our third level spells going to be?
This is true. Yeah. What are our third level spells? Goodness gracious me. Alright, let me...
we can get a bit Jesus-y with it. Oh, we get Wall of Sand at third level? I'm taking Wall of Sand.
we have to.
Wall of Sand, it's like one of the few actual sand spells. We have to.
Yeah, we have no choice. Okay, so Wall of Sand.
I was going to say we could get a bit Jesus-y with it and choose Create Food and Water.
Nah, don't do that. That's silly. We have Erupting Earth.
I was thinking Erupting Earth, yeah.
Which is fucking dangerous.
It's fucking scary. Hunger of Hadar would probably be the scariest thing we can do, but we definitely shouldn't do that.
No, I think Arms of Hadar was funny. Hunger of Hadar is taking it too far.
No! I know what we need to do. Slow.
Oh, that's it, isn't it?
Give them slow. Give them Wall of Sand and give them slow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, fuck, this is horrifying already.
Yeah. Jesus.
Hypnotic Pattern is Sunstroke.
That's pretty genius, but...
Oh my god. Hypnotic Pattern's gonna be Hypnotic Pattern's gonna be fucking vicious with this. They'll wake up and they'll be like, why am I trapped in sand?
I'm trying to remember what Hypnotic Pattern does.
Oh, They fail.
Oh Jesus, a 30-foot cube.
Oh no, hypnotic pattern is one of the
Wisdom
most
save,
insane
charmed
spells.
for the duration.
Yeah.
It's trapped has a speed of 0.
It's
Fuck!
Like, what?
It's fucking is! It's a fucking mass paralyze.
In my first ever campaign...
What the fuck?
In my first ever campaign, the bard just walked around one of my boss fights with hypnotic pattern. Literally. It was one guy who was supposed to be really scary, who'd been murdering all these people in this pub, and trapped him with hypnotic pattern, and they were just like, so he's fine if we just don't attack him. Hey DM, can we just tie him up? And I was like, yeah, I guess you fucking can, can't you?
Yeah, he's charmed, so yeah. He's not gonna stop you.
So yeah, wall of sand and slow. Oh.
Yeah, I'm for slow over hypnotic pattern just because I'm now just reading all the shit that slow does.
Oh no, slow is a really fucking good spell. Like it is
this
quite
is
literally just
fucking -2 penalty to AC.
It is quite literally just the opposite of haste.
And is that a -2 penalty to dex saving throws?
It might be.
And it can't use reactions.
It also has to choose between actions and bonus actions.
Fuck.
You don't get both.
Jesus,
and when it tries
regardless
to cast
of
a spell, it has to roll a d20, and if it's
that's
it has to use its action the next turn to complete the spell.
Oh my fucking god. On an 11 or higher, the spell doesn't take effect until the creature's next turn. The creature must use its action. Oh my fucking god. That is...
Slow is...
That is an appalling fucking spell. Oh my god. That's a 40-foot cube. 6 creatures within a 40-foot cube.
Sorcerers and wizards only, with an optional bard spell.
That's... Jesus. Oh, that's just... That's
Dusty here is bringing out the big guns.
Fuck sake.
Speaking of which, do you want to call it the Circle of Dust?
Yeah, I do actually. That sounds great. Fuck, man. Druids are broken.
This one is now.
I'm like, this one is, but I'm looking at even just Spores Druid or the fucking Wildfire Druid, and I'm like, these spells,
Druids are nuts.
Druids are pain, man.
Yeah. A well-made druid is a fucking terror to behold.
I'm like, I feel like I've not played games with a lot of druids. My campaign, Aster didn't get to a particularly high level before we had to end the campaign,
You're
sadly.
level 6?
Yeah, and the only previous druid I played along was when Vary played Lazarus Friend.
Chris, do you remember when I used Control Water?
I do, and it was
Dragon
bitchin'.
Turtle?
You used on the Dragon Turtle?
I don't remember if it was the Dragon Turtle one. It was either that or I crunched a ship with it.
You probably crunched a ship with it.
I don't know if
the ones that
I certainly threatened to.
Probably. No, the ones that always stick in my mind were using a ballista bolt to hit a mountain with such force that it registered on the Richter scale.
That was a group effort.
That was a group effort, but it always sticks in my mind.
It was my idea, but it was a group effort.
Yes, that was unreal.
I think that's more to do with me being a bastard than that has to do with me playing a druid. Because there was 3 of us that could cast in large.
Yeah, because you're all bastards.
Well, because it was me, Vary, and Rye that could all cast in large. We just fucking maxed out this ballista bolt and punted at somebody. And then the one person who could do maths went, hey guys, here's how much force that would actually put through.
Because this is what you actually did, was you shrunk it. This is the thing that's beautiful. Because you shrunk it. The 3 of you shrunk it, and then all cancelled your enlarge at the same time.
No. We fired it, and cast it as large as it was firing. We didn't shrink it at all.
I thought you shrunk it and then
No.
cancelled it.
No, we fired it so it already had the momentum, and then enlarged it, and then we're like, so mass and momentum, right? And Flavian just kind of got this 1,000-yard stare.
Because he's never ever played fucking Dungeons and Dragons with an engineer. Jesus.
Best case scenario, giant ballista bolt. Worst case scenario, literal thermobaric warhead.
Yeah, we did that one time. That wasn't my campaign.
That was because we fucked with him.
Yeah,
because that was the session where they weren't there, and we tricked them into all thinking that we were all fucking dying. So
that was really funny.
Train journey, cooking up this plan, and they came back, and the DM looked hot. The DM, who is one of the best people I have ever seen at rolling with bullshit.
I mean, he does just take the bullshit and just go.
He's a master. He's an absolute master of it.
He did also turn around and say no. I refuse.
I think it's the only time I've ever seen him do that.
I know. Like, what did we have to push? The guy who allowed SCPs at his table.
The guy who threw the infinite crocodile at us.
He did. That was horrible. I hated that session so much. That was
one of my favourite fights I've ever done because it was genuinely quite terrifying.
It was fucking horrifying. I was like running away.
I have experienced true terror in D&D twice. It was once with that, and once in a Grim Hollow campaign where I was at the back of the party because I was playing my Swarm Ranger, and basically our Paladin, who is an idiot, was up close and personal with a Drider. We were like level 4. And so I just socked the Paladin, used the Swarm ability to push them away, and then we just ran like fuck.
That's fun.
It was a scary session. Anyway, we need to think of the 6th level ability for this, which should be...
Yes, we do.
An improvement.
Yes, that is the general impression I'm getting from looking over
Do you want to drown people in sand?
I really want to drown people in sand.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like... I didn't know if we should save that for later. I'm like, actually... we could absolutely do like a just trapping people in shit.
What we could do is we could make this kind of a 2-parter. Is at 6th level, you can use an action to do it on one person in the sand. And then at 10th level, you can do it on everyone.
That would be pretty good. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I'm just looking at Circle of the Land. Moving through non-magical terrain costs you no extra movement. Passengers without being slowed. Don't take damage from things. In addition, you have advantage on saving throws against ever being entangled by anything. You're just like, you are impossible to hold back. That's pretty cool. Whereas in this instance, we are gonna hold someone and hold them under until they drown.
Yeah. So I'm thinking strength save or become immobilized.
Yeah.
And then at the beginning of each of their turns, they take damage. And then they can make a saving throw at the end of their turns to get out of it.
Yeah.
And how much damage it is, to be fair, mass immobilization would be insanely powerful at this level.
Oh god, yeah. It would be ungodly powerful.
We are grabbing one guy at a time.
Yeah.
Now, I want to check, because D&D is a very in-depth game with a lot of very fun things. There are rules for drowning.
There are, yes. I hate them. The very first proper D&D game I was in, the DM had us jump through a portal, and depending whether you jumped through head first or feet first would decide what direction you appeared as you appeared inside a mound of corpses. And he put drowning rules on us to try and swim out of the mound of corpses.
Well, that's horrifying.
Without any indication of what was up or what was down.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah?
Do you know what else there's rules for?
What?
Quicksand.
Hey!
Literal quicksand rules.
What's the quicksand rules?
A quicksand pit covers the ground in roughly a 10-foot square area and is usually 10 feet deep. When a creature enters the area, it sinks 1d4 plus 1 feet into the quicksand and becomes restrained. Start of each of the creature's turns, it sinks another d4 feet. As long as the creature isn't completely submerged in quicksand, it can escape by using its action, succeeding on a strength check. The DC is 10 plus the number of feet the creature has sunk into the quicksand.
Do you want to just do that? That's like a fun rule that nobody uses in D&D. Let's make people read the fucking rule book.
Do you know what the worst part is? I have to read 2 books for this because the suffocation rules aren't in the MG, they're in the player's handbook.
I suppose that makes sense. It's an important thing for players to know.
Underwater combat. Assuming it's in there. Yeah, it just says see suffocation rules in the player's handbook. Thanks, asshole. Underwater combat. Oh. Yeah, that's nothing. That's a tiny fucking paragraph at the bottom of the thing. Just before we get to magic.
Diddums.
Why did I suggest Sand Druid? Now I'm having to read the rules of the game that we're brewing up. I've got 2 books open. Fucking ability scores. Okay, page 183, the environment. Just says it's fucked in big capital letters. Suffocating. Now here's the reason we don't want to use the suffocation rules.
Okay.
Because a creature can hold its breath for a number of minutes equal to 1 plus its constitution modifier. Minimum of 30 seconds. This is a combat ability.
Yeah.
Most combats do not.
Probably not.
Max.
It's 60 You said 30 seconds. Yeah, and each round is 6 minutes?
6 seconds.
Or 6 seconds. Oh, yeah, 6 seconds. Sorry. Yeah. Right, okay. So let's maybe not...
I wanted to check what damage it does, but it doesn't do damage. You just start dying. When a creature runs out of breath or is choking, it can survive for a number of rounds equal to its constitution modifier. At the start of its next turn, it drops to 0 hit points and is dying. And it can't regain hit points or be stabilized until it can breathe again.
Yeah. That's pretty shit.
I need to drown more people.
Dude, it's awful.
I need to drown you motherfuckers more. It's fine. Past a certain level, you can get water breathing. Which you can cast in like 10 people, and you can do that on 10 creatures.
Doesn't work in quicksand.
No, but a lenient DM might allow that. Anyway, so let's say you can restrain somebody. You can force them to do a strength save against your druid spell save DC, and they are restrained and begin taking. Do you want to crush them or do you want to drown them? Shall we go full Gara of the Funk and just...
Fuck's sake, Jay.
Sand burial.
Sure. Okay, fine. Sand burial.
So, while your Grasp of the Desert is active, as an action, you can select one creature within the range of desert and force it to make a strength saving throw against your druid spell save DC. On a failed save, the creature is immobilized. is restrained because immobilized is a different thing. I don't think.
Immobilized and restrained are two different things.
Yeah, I'm not sure if immobilized is a condition, but restrained is.
Yeah.
And I think it would be too mean to knock somebody prone, because if you knock somebody prone with this... Oh, actually, do you want to tack on a little extra thing to this to make it insanely powerful?
Sure.
If you put an extra clause that says, additionally, when you activate Grasp of the Desert, you can designate a number of creatures you can see that become unaffected by its difficult terrain.
No, we save that for
later.
Yeah, I'm like, we're already making this like hardcore. Yeah.
On a failed save, that creature is restrained, and at the start of each of its turns, that's the wrong use of its, it takes a d6 of damage. D6 bludgeoning damage every turn.
Yes. Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah. 1d6 is fine. That's. I mean, that's the same dice that the Halo of Spores gets for the Spore Druid.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Creature is restrained, and both are. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a little bump. Both when it fails the save, and so it takes a d6 immediately, and then another d6 at the beginning of each of its turns. Creature affected by this can repeat the saving throw at the end of its turns.
Yeah.
So anything that gets hit by this, that is a guaranteed 2d6 damage, which I don't think is unreasonable, because that's slightly less than what you would be getting if you got hit by a maul or a greatsword.
Yeah, but it is the same that you would get. Again, looking at the Spores Druid, that's the same if a Spores Druid uses its reaction while Symbiotic Entity is active at 6th level, you're taking 2d6 damage.
And also,
and again, there's a spell, there's a DC save.
Right, little thing.
Yeah.
Do we want to give this a slight nerf and not say? Because if we just leave it like this, then anything that's got resistance to non-magical bludgeoning damage will half this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we could say it's magical for the purposes of overcoming resistances, or we could not.
I think we save that,
because this is the level where things like monks and creatures that like classes that rely on twatting people are starting to get things to overcome magical resistances. Because I think this is the level that monks get, that their fists overcome that.
But I'm also like, we're not about doing that. The important thing about this ability is the restraining people. You're restraining people, you're moving people for free with your reaction, and everything is difficult terrain. I'm like, at 6th level, that still feels pretty good. And I feel like when we hit 10th, we're going to do something that's crazy.
So, a couple of caveats then. One, I want to say that when a creature is affected by this ability, you cannot move it with your reaction.
Okay.
So it's either stuck or you're throwing it about.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
And should you only be able to affect one creature at a time with this?
I think for now, yes.
Okay. A creature restrained this way cannot be moved cannot be moved with the reaction from Grasp of the Desert. See, we do actually consider balance sometimes.
Yeah, because I'm like, the rest of the time we've got spells, and we've already established we have some bitch-ass spells.
Only one creature at a time can be affected by this ability. But I think that also means that we don't need to put a limit on how many times you can do it.
Oh yeah, I don't think there's any limit on the number of times you can do it. In the same way we don't have a limit on being able to move people. But like you trap one person at a time, and it doesn't require concentration. It's like, yeah, you just do it. And then they sort themselves out, and you're dealing with everybody else.
Borrow a little bit from Pokemon, call it Sand Tomb.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay, Sand Tomb. It absolutely does.
But it's not drowning. And it's like,
yep.
Yeah, this is very much still the control. It's the control thing, and there's like a little bit of damage on top of it.
Yeah.
This is mostly just to take some asshole out of the fight.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, 4th level spell.
4th level spells, baby!
4th level spells are interesting, because you get some weird shit, and you get some cool shit, but you get some useless shit as well.
Yeah, 4th is like... Yeah, it's like the difficult 3rd album.
Yeah.
Although I'm already kind of... And it's not really what we're after, but I kind of like Blight.
Blight kind of makes sense. I do... Tell you what I really want to... Actually, you know what? There is one spell I really want to put in, but it's well beyond the sort of normal level that you'd be able to get it for like a class thing.
Okay.
It's Abidalzim's Horrid Wilting. Which is...
The fuck is that?
It's an 8th level spell where you draw moisture from every creature in a 30-foot cube centered on a point within range. It makes a con save. Constructs and undead aren't affected, and plants and water elementals make the saving throw with disadvantage. A creature takes 10 d8 necrotic on a failed save or half as much on a successful one.
Fuck's sake.
It's a sorcerer and wizard only spell. So maybe we
Beautiful.
Because I know that admittedly it's not an official, like a full subclass, but the Pact of the Raven Queen, their final ability is just you learn Finger of Death and can cast it once for free.
I mean, that is kind...
The unfortunate problem is the last ability for the Druid is at 14th level, where you are only at 7th level spell slots, so giving them a free cast of Abidalzim's Horrid Wilting would be insane. Which is a very...
It would be a little bit, yeah.
A little bit nuts.
Just a smidgen.
On a similar vein to the Hunger of Hadar earlier, Evard's Black Tentacles, maybe?
I was looking at it, and I'm like, maybe?
Again, it's about restraining, moving things around, kind of doing a bit with that. Large area stuff.
Yeah, I'm also kind of wondering about something like Summon Construct for, like, golems.
Maybe, actually. That could be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Oh, we could be I was going to say, we could be a deck and give them, and sort of flip it a little bit on its head and give freedom of movement, maybe?
I was looking at that, and then I was like, I feel like maybe that's not quite the thing, because we'll have an ability kind of thing to deal with that later anyway.
Yeah. Hallucinatory
Grasping Vine.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, that's already a druid spell, though.
I'm pretty sure it's a druid exclusive spell.
No, druids and rangers.
Oh, fair.
Gravity Sinkhole.
Gravity Sinkhole.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah, that is actually... that is kind of up there.
Yeah.
Okay, Gravity Sinkhole is very appealing in terms of like what we're trying to do. I'm up for that.
I'm struggling with other stuff though, I'm not going to lie.
4th level is again a bit weird. You get a lot of utility spells, but some of them are quite specific.
Yeah. And all stone, earth, nature is all already druid stuff.
Autoluke's Resilient Sphere basically creates a bubble you can trap somebody in.
That's kind of cool.
Spirit of Death? No.
Yeah. I was wondering about
What the fuck is that
I've
spell?
lost it. Where was it? Elemental Bane, as like another kind of utility, kind of like basically just give somebody a weakness. Let me just double check I read that right. What a spell I've used before.
You could do Confusion, because people get... It's really easy to get, like, turned around in a sandstorm and stuff like that.
That's true. That's very true.
Lost in the desert.
Yeah. You control water. Take it all away.
I did think about control. It's like, that's what made me think of Abby Dalzim's Hard Wilting, because frankly, that spell sticks in my head so much, because out of every single spell in D&D, that one sounds like maybe the most horrible way to die.
I mean, that does sound pretty fucking dreadful. You literally just being dehydrated to death as you watch the water running out of your eyeballs.
Yeah. We could do a little
That's pretty fucking grim.
A little bit of non-combat utility. Give them Fabricate. You know, making stuff out of sand.
It doesn't feel like quite the right thing.
Yeah.
I mean, look at freedom of movement again. Just like see what the actual wording is of it and how it functions. Touch creature, duration, target is unaffected by difficult terrain. Spells and other magical effects cannot be paralyzed or restrained. Also can spend 5 feet of movement to automatically escape from non-magical restraints. I mean, that's kind of cool. It is already a druid spell, but it is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at hallucinatory terrain.
What does that do again?
10 minutes, illusion spell, 10-minute casting time.
Yeah.
You make natural terrain in a 150-foot cube in range. Look around and smell like some other sort of natural terrain. Thus, open fields or road can be made to resemble a swamp, hill, crevasse, or other some difficult or impassable terrain. A pond can be made to seem like a grassy meadow, a precipice like a gentle slope, or a rock-strewn gully like a wide and smooth road. Manufactured structures, equipment, and creatures within the area aren't changed in appearance. Tactile characteristics aren't changed.
Also, as soon as they enter it, they see through it. If they do a low DC investigation, an investigation check against your spell DC, then they'll disbelieve it. It discerns it, sees if it. That's pretty shite, actually. I'm like,
already.
I can understand it. Yeah, I'm like, I can see it being useful, like maybe in an incredibly situational issue where you needed to like hide.
I mean,
a small village.
That looks to me like one of those DM only spells. You know, one of those spells that exist so that a DM can set up an encounter or a challenge.
Aye. We could go back to Edwin Sue's suggestion around hiding sand in people and go with locate creature.
I mean, yeah. That still doesn't feel particularly of this vibe.
No, it's not.
I don't think any of these really do, except...
We could just do one spell, to be fair.
No, it's 2 spells all the way up on everything.
Well, one of them's only got it on... I can't remember which druid. Probably Dreams, because they suck. It's only got 1 for first level spells. Sorry.
Dreams don't get bonus spells.
Oh, well, that's why they suck.
Right. Right. Okay, so cheating a little bit.
Sure.
The Circle of the Land does have a desert thing.
Mm-hmm. It does, yes.
Yes, and the 2 things it gets are blight and hallucinatory terrain.
Yeah.
So I think that maybe kind of gives us carte blanche to use blight.
I'm tempted to go with blight. But also...
Everything else is too... Yeah, I think everything else is...
I have one last proposal.
Okay.
Summon Elemental.
Is that a 3rd level spell?
Nope. It's a 4th level spell.
Oh,
From Tasha's Cauldron of Everything.
Yeah, Summon Elemental.
And you can get an Earth Elemental, that gets a 40-foot burrowing speed.
Yeah, Summon Elemental.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. That makes perfect sense.
Absolutely. Okay, so that's our spell. Plus, it's only optional for druids.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we still need one more. We're just gonna
Gravity Sinkhole.
Gravity Sinkhole. Okay.
Yeah, it's Gravity Sinkhole and Summon Elemental.
Okay. Now we need to do 5th level spells.
Yes, we do.
5th level spells are more
exciting.
Wide and various.
Yes, everybody loves 5th level spells. We get crazy shit, like Fireball.
Anti-life Shell, Awakening, Bigby's Hand, maybe? Cloud Kill, but it's sand instead of poison.
That would be kind of cool.
It's Conjure Elemental I was thinking of. Not Summon Elemental.
Which is a different... It is a level higher.
Yes.
Apparently so. Raisins.
You can't summon a Raisin Elemental, Chris.
Why not? Let me do it! Jay!
Control Winds?
I was looking at that. What does it do? I've never used it.
It's very much an out-of-combat spell where you can create different effects with the wind in a 100-foot cube.
Okay. That's kind of cool.
Still, again, it still fits kind of a sandy desert kind of vibe. So I can put that as a back burner.
Yeah.
Hold Monster.
That's positive.
We did Hold Person before, we can do Hold Monster now.
Yep. Transmute Rock.
Oh, actually.
Wall of Stone.
No, those are 6th level spells. Damn. I was gonna say Investiture of Stone would do brilliantly, but that's a 6th level spell. Again, that's a bit more desert than anything else, but Insect Plague.
Yeah. Yeah, what have I pulled out? I've pulled Circle of Power. What's Power do? Until the spell ends, sphere moves with you. Centered on your concentration. Each friendly creature in the area has advantage on saving throws against spells. Oh, that's kind of cool.
If you want to be a real dick, we could try Telekinesis.
I was wondering about Telekinesis, but I feel like it's unnecessary at this point. But again, I'm thinking in terms of creating if you Circle of Power would basically make everybody who's in your circle who's a friend would give them resistances to a whole bunch of shit. Yo, Anna Smith.
We're doing all right.
We're doing good. We making sand druid.
Sand. Circle of Power. Let me have a look at Circle of Power.
It's pretty good. It's a paladin exclusive spell, and it basically means
that's why I don't. It's a high level paladin spell.
Yeah, and it's basically it's friends. You are worried about spells? Fuck spells.
And it's the
why would you be worried about those?
As our desert thing.
That's what I noticed.
Yeah.
Stream is going good. We have been chatting ungodly shite as per, and it's been lovely. And we're already on fucking whatever druids do at 9th level. So we're powering through this.
I think
they get more. Yeah, they get spells.
Circle of Power sounds really cool.
It does. It does.
And it means that you can give a little bit of support, because the 10th level ability is, I think, where we're going to be pulling a little bit off the offensive and just making things easier for our party.
Yeah. Play any Souls games? Not on stream. I've gotten halfway through Dark Souls 1, and I loved it. I loved it to bits. And then, of course, at level 80 something, just before oh dear. Just before everything, all names have just gone out of my head. Ornstein and Smough. Just before Ornstein and Smough, I discovered that my build was trash.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't face 83 levels of rebuilding my build. I can't do it. So I quit in a fit of sadness. I quit Dark Souls 1. I really want to go back to it though and just try and untrash my build. I've played Hollow Knight, and I have played a couple of smaller indie Souls. I played the demo for one called Unsighted. I don't quite remember. That I quite enjoyed. Okay.
Anyway.
Where are we? What am I looking at? I'm looking at
Circle of Power.
Fair. I like Circle of Power. I am looking at whatever our second spell is going to be also.
I'm thinking we should do. I'm thinking hold monster.
Fair. That sounds like a good plan. Stream daily. Normally we stream twice a week. So we do Mondays.
Yeah, Mondays where it's the two of us, and then Friday nights I do a really chill creative stream where I sit and at the moment I'm building a game. Sometimes Chris hangs out with me.
Yeah. Because up till recently, Mondays have been we've had a which is a fun TTRPG.
Yeah, a more indie narrative focused TTRPG. It's really, really fun.
Yeah.
Aye. We've got a YouTube channel and everything. It's all up there. There's 70 hours of content.
Absolutely. This is what one does when one does little streams on Twitch. One just puts it all on YouTube, so you don't have to keep it all on your hard drive.
I mean, speaking as the man who was the dungeon master for that, I found it incredibly useful having all that there.
To be fair, being able to go back and watch it back is just much as I love note takers and people who have the brain capacity to take notes whilst playing a game. I'm I don't have that. So yeah, being able to go back and watch things was quite helpful.
I do have that, but I can't do it while running the game. I cannot do that. It's too many things to juggle.
Aye, too many.
So Circle of Power and hold monster.
Yeah, let's do it.
Sweet. Oh, thank you.
Oh, thanks. That's very kind. Jay, the amount of shite we spout is great. Keep doing it.
People like listening to us chat and shite. Woo!
I mean, we spout some ungodly amount of shite.
We do chat some ungodly amount of shite. This has actually been fairly shite mid for us.
I mean, you say that, except we spent the first 40 minutes of the stream not doing what we were supposed to do in the stream.
True, but neither of us have collapsed into a fit of stupid giggles over something really, really dumb yet. And we've only got 20 minutes left.
Yeah, this is true. We're gonna have to get the really dumb going real fast.
Yeah. So we've only got two left.
So that's our two. Yes, that's our 2 5th level spells.
Yeah. Circle of Power and hold.
So, don't you consider using artwork on your stream to attract? We both suck at art.
Yeah, we've considered it, but we're both really crap at art. I do know some artists, but I also don't have the money to pay them to make a thing, and I'm not going to let them do it for free. Yeah,
and I don't really want to go and do I feel like the dangers of pulling it from fucking Google Images and somebody going I know where you got that from. You're like, oh shit, I'm sorry.
Yeah, to be fair, you could blame it on an AI, but at the same time, don't use fucking AI for this stuff.
Yeah, that's true. And there's probably a bunch of like royalty-free image sites and things like that, but also I can't be bothered with that either.
Yeah.
Things like I mean, yeah.
In case you hadn't gone, like, Anna, we are very casual around here. We are very casual. We are amateurs. We are
meaning we do it for fun. Yeah. Oh, nice. That's cool. That's cool. We might, yeah. We might talk about that at some point later. Let's. We got 19 minutes left of the stream.
We'll finish this, but yeah, I'll have a look at any portfolio that anyone wants to send me.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
always happy to look at portfolios.
10th level. Let's make things a bit friendlier for our party. At 10th level, while Grasp of the Desert is active, when you activate Grasp of the Desert, you can designate any number of creatures you can see to be unaffected by it. Basically just running tell you what, if you want to find it, you can DM me on Twitter as well, because that's where I handle all of this stuff.
Jay, I'm going to copy it into the chat, so you can add them.
Thank you.
No worries.
Designate any number of creatures you can see to be unaffected by it. What else can we do? For this level? Because I feel that this should be like a support ability.
Okay, so if we're looking support ability, we're allowing friends to not be affected by the difficult terrain.
Yeah. Which admittedly is a little late coming, but fuck it, this is the only place we could put it.
Yeah, unless we'd swapped it to the 6th level and made this the whole person thing.
Nah.
Alright.
You have to make the whole person thing way more powerful for 10th level.
Yeah. I mean, and we couldn't do that.
But yes, so I feel like this being a good level of support would be a good idea. Any number of creatures you can see to be unaffected by it. In addition, I will make requests and done after the stream. In addition, while let's say you can give a friendly creature a boost while they're within the sand.
Yeah, that feels. Do you want to do like an AC boost or like?
I was thinking a damage thing. Like when a friendly creature within the sand takes damage, you can is attacked. Yeah, basically. Tell you what, why don't we just give them free shield?
Jay, did you just say give them free shield?
Think about it. No, listen to me like this. Because we already have a really dependent reaction thing. This gives you a choice. You can either be shunting people around, or you can use your reaction to protect a friend, like throw up a wall of sand and give them a +5 to their AC.
That's true. And if you tie it to your reaction, then it is still only one a turn.
Yes.
This is true. Although, I don't know, I feel like...
Okay, there is another thing.
Sure.
We could say, in addition, while the creatures you designated are within the range of your grasp of the desert, they have half cover.
That would be cool as fuck.
Yep.
I like that, actually. All of your friendly creatures are given the benefits of half cover. I'm a fan of that. I like that. Partly because nobody uses fucking cover rules properly in D&D, and maybe that's just the people I've played with. but like, I feel like a lot of people don't use it, and I'm like, I'm for that.
Yeah, that's mostly about map design.
Fair.
And it becomes a little more difficult to handle that thing. It's an extra layer of shit you got to consider. So that's because half cover, if I remember correctly, is just a flat +2 to your AC. To
something like that.
Something like that.
Let me double check.
So you get a nice. It's a nice defensive boost for all your friends. Admittedly, it's a removing a hindrance to all your friends and giving them a boost.
Yeah, a target with half cover has +2 bonus to AC and dexterity saving throws.
What's 3/4 cover?
Target with 3/4 cover has a +5 bonus to AC and dexterity saving throws.
Too powerful.
Yeah. Aye.
That's too much. I was gonna say,
yeah, I feel like half cover is better.
I want to give them something else apart from just permanent half cover.
Why? That's like...
I mean, that's a permanent that's a +2 to everyone within a 30-foot radius of... Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, all of them get a +2 to their AC and fucking to their dex saves.
Fortress of Dust.
Yeah. Plus, they all have free movement now, which they didn't before.
Yeah.
And your enemies still don't.
Yeah. 14th level. Final ability.
This is final ability. We're at 13 minutes left and we're on the last ability. Here we go.
So, context. Let's see. Circle of the Moon gets to cast Alter Self at will.
Circle of Wildfire gets to a savior gets when you die, you get half your health back.
Stars gets resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage while they're transformed. So there's a fair gulf in things here.
Jesus, Spores makes you immune to blindness, deafness, fear, poison, and crits. That's huge.
That's huge.
You're like fucking you rolled a 20. I don't care.
I don't care. Sometimes Spores druids make better barbarians than barbarians do.
I mean, honestly, at 14th level, that's beautiful.
Yeah, Dreams gets special teleportation circles and a couple of free casts of Dreams, Scrying, and teleportation circles. So we've
already established that Shepherd gets fucking bears.
When they
just
go
all
down,
the
they get
bears.
knocked out and suddenly bears.
Suddenly bears.
As if you were casting a 9th level spell slot. It summons 4 beasts of your choice that are challenge rating 2 or lower. Sudden bears.
So good. I just wish T-Rex wasn't like a CR9. He could summon T-Rex.
It's like, I summon T-Rex. You what? But Chris, that's what polymorph is for.
True.
You can't summon the T-Rex, you must become the T-Rex.
Absolutely. That's always the lesson in life.
So, we need a 14th level ability.
Alright. I mean, my question would be, do we use it to expand our restraining sinkhole thing, our sand tomb, or do we use it to do something brand new and horrifying?
I'm thinking brand new.
Okay.
Which unfortunately is the harder one.
I think then we should cause a sandstorm.
Okay.
I think we should, however many uses of the feature we get, we should be able to inflict, for instance, blindness, deafness, or something, or like blindness. We should be able to like blind a number of creatures up to our wisdom modifier or something. As a bonus action.
Here's what I think we do. Here's what I think we do. I think we make this a one big thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So, once per short rest, you get to make every single creature in your Grasp of Sands, Grasp of the Desert, make a saving throw. And if they fail that saving throw, they get blinded, knocked prone, and smacked for a bunch of piercing damage.
I fucking love it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Fucking sandstorm.
Let's just actually ruin everyone's fucking day. Oh, alright, what kind of save do you want to make it?
I'm thinking Constitution.
That's what I was thinking, but I wasn't sure if you would go Strength.
Well, Strength is more about getting moved. This is about just getting fucking battered.
Well, this is about not getting knocked over.
Yeah.
Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Con save against our spell DC. And if you fail, you are knocked prone, you are blinded,
and you take a shitload of piercing damage.
How much piercing damage?
I'm thinking quite a bit, because this is a once per X rest feature.
Yes, I'll give you that.
This should be a fair chunk of damage.
Well, what level are we casting at the moment? So 14th level.
14th level, so we're casting 6th or 7th level spells.
Which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're 7th level spells.
So what kind of 7th level? What kind of spells do we get at 7th level? That are 7th level.
Yeah, what are we contending with?
We're contending with things like Crown of Stars, Delayed Blast, Fireball, Divine Word, which can kill you instantly, Draconic Transformation, Firestorm.
Okay.
Power Word, Pain.
Let's not talk about power words. They get very silly.
Whirlwind.
Alright, let me look at Firestorm. How much damage do we get off Firestorm?
Firestorm is God says fuck you. Because it's kind of the
is in fact.
Yeah, it's an insane amount of damage.
It's 7d10 on a failed save. Fire damage objects and ignites everything. It just kills all the things. Cast time instantaneous. 10 up to 10-foot cubes. What? That you can arrange as you wish?
Yeah.
What?
It's Junior Meteor Swarm is what it is, man.
That's okay. That's pretty hardcore. Okay. This, in fairness, is already covering. It doesn't have the same freedom, but it's still. You're still. Why has it gone to cantrips? I'm not on cantrips. I'm fucking 7th level spells. God damn interwebs.
Do you want to restrain them as well? I feel like just smacking them with a bunch of conditions and a bit of that and a decent amount of damage would be pretty fucking fun.
Yeah, I think that's like. You want to stack the conditions?
Well, we're already blinding them and knocking them on their ass, so.
Yeah, so we've already given them 2.
So what if we? That's the thing. Here's the thing. Technically, by the rules, if we restrained them as well, they wouldn't be able to get up. Which I think is a stupid rule. I think that is a stupid rule. Because for some reason, like, prone is... it costs half your movement to stand up. If your movement is 0, it should cost you 0 movement to stand up. You just can't go anywhere.
Yeah, that would make sense.
But basically all the rulings I've seen are just like, yeah, if they have 0 movement while they're prone, they can't get up. Which is very stupid.
Yeah, no, that's very silly. Especially because if you're prone forever, you're basically just completely fucked.
Yeah, so let's not restrain them.
Whirlwind is 10d6 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah. So maybe let's give him a whirlwind, but with extra conditions.
Yeah. Let's do it. 10d6.
Blinded,
that
not
sounds
thrown,
good to me.
And take 10d6 piercing damage. On a successful save. Do you want to still blind them on a successful save?
I think on a successful save they're still blinded, but take half damage. Absolutely. Plus, being blinded comes with saving throws anyway.
That's the thing. Is how long do we want this to last? Do we want them to be able to repeat a saving throw against the blindness?
I would say repeated con save is the fairest way to do it, because it's sand in their eyes.
Oh, should we be a real dick?
How?
Don't make it a saving throw and say they have to use an action to rub away the sand.
That would be good, and then you're fucking with their action economy.
Yep.
I'll give you that. Yeah. I'm for that.
Because there's a few abilities that do that. Snad.
Like being on fire.
Yeah. Once you use this feature, you cannot use it again until you finish a short or long rest.
You've already said short, so I said
short, but this is also really fucking powerful.
Well, bearing in mind that your two uses of your big sand pool anyway, which are restored for short and long rests. So actually, you're basically just saying you can only use this once, for every 2 sand pools that you create.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for short.
Okay. Short or long rest. Mm-hmm. And that is the Circle of Dust Druid.
Yeah, although, and I want to point this out, when you hit level 20, your wild shape becomes unlimited.
Yep.
Which means for this, you are fucking godly.
I am just... But to be fair, when you are level 20, you should kind of be a god anyway. Like, that's the rule I've always had. Is that, like, when you are level 20, you are able to go up to Mount Celestia and punch Tyr in the dick.
Yeah. Also, having just read Archdruid, also, obviously ignore all spell components, but you gain the benefits. Oh no, you gain this benefit in both your normal shape and your beast shape. I thought it was saying you get all of your normal bonuses in your beast shape, and I was like, that would be cool as fuck! You just get to be like, I have all of my normal powers, but currently, I am an elephant.
Well,
why not?
Well, actually, fun thing, Chris, about Wild Shape. Did you not know this? Class features translate.
Oh, I did know that. You told me.
Yeah.
Spells don't, but class features do. Unless
Spells
you're
do if you're
moon.
concentrating on them. You continue concentrating, you just can't cast any new ones.
Yeah. Although
the traditional druid move is to turn into a bear and keep concentration on Call Lightning and just keep smacking people. It's a fairly classic druid move, and I'm really annoyed that they stopped you doing it in Baldur's Gate 3.
I love that. That's wonderful.
Really good. But it's the reason why Barbarian Druid is such a common crossover.
Makes sense.
Because it makes you into a Giga Tank. Because all the health from Wild Shape is basically bonus health. And then if you're raging, all of that bonus health is, for most types of damage, like for the majority of damage you're going to encounter, basically doubled.
That's pretty great.
Yeah, so for like a one... And the best... You know what truly the best part is, Chris?
Go on.
If you're multi-class druid and fighter, you can be an animal with an action surge. And some of these animals get fucking dumbass multi-attacks.
Yeah, they do!
It's not quite as bad as the Marilith that I showed you, which was the snake woman that could attack 7 times.
Yeah, no, that was ridiculous. But equally well, if you do, for instance, Giant Scorpion, who has really quite a lot of poison damage for like a CR3 monster, whatever the fuck it is. Like, and it's got 3 attacks in its multi-attack.
Mm-hmm.
Like, shit's wild.
Yeah, druids are nuts. So yeah, thank you all very much for joining us. We have
absolutely
listening to us create this. Like, most of our subclasses so far that we've done have been kind of silly. Like,
yes.
The most serious one we've done is probably the Trapper Artificer.
Yeah,
that was fairly serious-handed. This is cool as fuck.
this is
genuinely cool
dumb
as fuck.
fuck.
I love this. I would play this.
I know you would.
Because there's also, like, just by going, all your powers are sand themed, there's so much flavor to it, you know?
That is true. It is endlessly flavorful, but the flavor is sand.
Yeah, the flavor is gritty and bitter.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you all for joining us. As I said at the beginning of the stream, the website that would normally host all of these is gone because I wasn't going to be paying the money to keep the upkeep on it because I am poor. And so I'll be trying to put the homebrew stuff as sort of an unpaid thing on my Patreon. Because, you know, it was free before, it should be free now. If it's not free, then it'll all be available on the £1 tier. Because I haven't fiddled enough with Patreon to work out how to do that.
I think there's a pay what you want thing you can do on Patreon as well now.
That's fine. But I think there's also... I'm pretty sure there's a way to do free stuff. Like, hey, here's free, and also the rest of the shit is... paid for. But yeah, I should be putting all the homebrewery stuff up there. Yeah, we'll be back on Monday with I don't know, fucking something.
More stuff. Yeah, we'll see what we end up with. It's up in the air at the moment.
I will be back on Friday. I'll be back to making that game again, pissing about in the Unreal Engine, doing some fun stuff. Chris might join me if he can be arsed.
I mean, I might do. I think I'll have the puppy, so, you know, we'll see if she wants to make an appearance.
Last time she made an appearance, she destroyed your microphone.
She did, yes, last time she destroyed my microphone, but, you know, I believe in second chances for incredibly cute puppies.
That is true, But anyway, thank you all for joining us for this bit of Dungeons & Dragons bullshit. Yeah. Bye-bye!
And good night! Bye!